If you suffer from depression, then let me talk to you for just a minute. There are few things that a human being can experience that is more debilitating than depression, and in some cases leave a person absolutely hopeless. And if you are a child of the living God, not only do you have the Comforter himself indwelling you, the precious Holy Spirit of God, but you have a hope that is eternal, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. And I want to preface what I'm about to share with you by letting you know, I know what it's like. I've been there. I suffered from depression for years on and off, until just a few years ago when God delivered me. And I know that we live in the age of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicines and self-diagnoses, but for the rest of this video, I'm just going to ask you to please put aside the thoughts about the medical aspect of it and listen to what I want to share. Okay, so I want to share a story with you that I heard several years ago from a former pastor of mine that I have never forgotten to this day. And it was a story about a woman that came to him for a counseling session for her depression. After going on and on for quite some time, telling him everything that was falling apart in her life and how miserable she was, she finally just threw up her arms and she said, "Pastor, can you heal my depression?" And you'd have to know him, but he said, "Sure, I can heal your depression. I mean, I'm the pastor, I can do anything." And she said, "Really? You can cure me?" And he said, "Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go home and bake some cookies." She was like, "What? Cookies? Pastor, I'm being serious." And he said, "So am I." And he said, "I want you to take those cookies and hand deliver them to somebody that is hurting or in need and provide them with some encouragement." She's like, "Wait, I'm the one that needs encouragement." He said, "Do you want to get over your depression or not?" She got up, walked out the door. 6 months passed, not a word from her. And the church was so big that he didn't even know if she went to church there anymore. Then one day he saw a woman bouncing down the hallways at the church and didn't even recognize her, and she was just beaming and bouncing his way, and she said, "Hey, Pastor," and he said, "Oh, hey," and he realized it was that woman, and he said, "How have you been?" She's like, "I've never been happier in my life." And he said, "Well, what happened?" She said, "Well, that day I took her advice and went home and baked some cookies and took him to a hospital and found a woman that had no flowers or visitors, and I gave her the cookies and spent some time encouraging her. The next day I went to a nursing home and found a man that was sitting all alone and gave him the cookies and encouraged him." She said, "Little did I know they were the ones encouraging me." She said, "Every single day in the last 6 months I baked cookies and brought them to others." Get busy helping others and you won't have time to be depressed.